Okay guys, welcome back to another video. I know it's been quite some time, but I've been going to school and been very tired and all that, so yeah. But today I'll be talking about my top 12 things that I want to be in my career this year. So let me get through all of these. I have these written down, so now it's easier for me to be able to read them, think about them and all that. So first thing I have on my list is being able to get injured or injure your opponent rival dynamically in my career. So, last year, I think the only time you really got injured was with Baron Blade. Like, he came out and just smashed you up with a chair and all that. That, sure, that was a thing, but I mean, being able to injure somebody or get injured dynamically, something that's I think should be included. Obviously, that would sort of hinder the game and make it harder or easier, if you injure your rival. But at the same time, it's like that's one thing to make it more realistic. I mean, what do you want? Easy gaming or realism? If you want easy gaming, go play. I don't know. Play arcade games. If you want realistic games, play a simulation game. Considering most simulators out nowadays are pretty much arcade games, I don't think that would make much of a difference. Anyways, second thing I have on my list is to be able to go back to NXT once you've gone to the main roster. So that's another thing that to make it more realistic. You know how like Rhino and Tyson, like those two people were pretty much like what I really mean. They were on the main roster doing a bunch of stuff. They were champions at some point and all that. Then now they're just on NXT, rolling around with all the indie guys. I mean, that's just sad. They were big guys on Raw and SmackDown and all that. Now they're just on NXT, where I think like a fourth of the entire this WWE universe watch them. Because I don't have the WWE network, I can't watch all that. I have to depend on YouTube and the WWE app. But if you want to buy the WWE Network, it's only for $9.99. Anyways, the third thing on my list is being able to attack people during interviews. So you know how you can do interviews now? Something I kept out was being able to attack people or get attacked during the interviews. Because that's a thing you can do now in 2K16 My Career. Get in interviews and all that with Lisp. I forgot her name, so I'm calling her Lisp Girl because she has Lisp. Uh, Renee Young, there we go. You can do interviews with Renee Young now, and sort of like one of the things that they used to do. I say used to do because nowadays nobody ever gets attacked from behind now. That's just a thing that doesn't exist. But back in the day, that every single interview, people used to get injured. People used to get attacked and all that. So I mean, that's the thing I want. Um, Now, another thing is doing Raw and SmackDown at will. So, I mean, that's a thing they didn't do last year. That really upset me, is being able to do Raw and SmackDown. They considered SmackDown, inferior to Raw, when technically they're the two main shows that people watch, anyways. So doing Raw and SmackDown at will, so you can pretty much like Here Comes the Pain career mode, where you can go from like Raw, and then you can ask like the GM or the authority or something like that to let you go on SmackDown and all that. And so you have to finish your month of matches on Raw before you head over to SmackDown, and then you get to do whatever you want on SmackDown. Considering the WWE World Heavyweight Championship is in the game, obviously they want to have the WWE Championship and then the World Heavyweight Championship as a separate entity. So you pretty much will be chasing the same title, but if they have the Intercontinental Championship on SmackDown and the U.S. Championship on Raw, that sort of will make it better. Um, Considering there's no other title. Like if they had the hardcore title and the European title, that would be sort of better. So like tier titles, but whatever. Gotta go a little bit fast. Have the game decide which match you'll fight in, and select opponent, and you select your own opponents for dark matches. So that's a thing again they did last year. Sort of like you have to choose what kind of match you would have, and depending on which match, you would face somebody. That's not something I want in this game at all. Like, I mean, either you get to choose your own opponent from like a certain list for a certain match, so like a dark match or a tune-up match. So like that. Select your own opponent from like a list of like 5 people that you can fight. So like that. Or just have certain stages in the game where you get to pick your own opponent, but other than that, the 4D or whatever, pick your own opponents for your matches every week. If you're not in a storyline, you'll just be some random guy with a random match. If you're in a storyline in a rivalry with somebody, that would make a little bit more sense. And have you select your own opponents for dark matches. So when you enter a dark match, you get to select your own opponent. But if you're like in a tune-up match or a rivalry match, the game decides for you. Of course, the game may be wrong, but whatever. Um, be able to make stables is number 6. So you can make tag teams in 2K16. Can you make stables? So like the New Day, the NWO, DX, Spirit Squad. I don't know why the Spirit Squad came to mind, but whatever. So have those kind of stables in the game. Maybe that's a thing you can do. Maybe you can't do it, but I want it in the game. Or next year, maybe if they, watch this video. Number 7 is a long one. Have show reviews. So like at the end of a show, 4 matches for NXT, 6 matches for Raw, 6 matches for SmackDown, 7 for Raw. You get an overall score of the show, 1 to 5 stars, and the scores of all individual matches, including yours. Plus, give a resume of your own match. Had a lot of good moves, was back and forth, had a lot of special moves, was very charismatic, stuff like that, like GM mode, but in my career. Plus, you do have sort of like the match list, because how can you attack people um, if you don't know what match you're attacking? So they have that in 2K16. I've seen it. So you can have you have the match card, and then you get to pick a certain match and attack somebody in that certain match. That's what they have, but I don't know. Also, be able to another thing I didn't have on this, but so like have 13 things I want. Um, math. 13 things I want. Number 8, I think, would be this, which is something I just added in my mind now. Have you be able to actually not be on the card and have you fight every week? Because in 2K15, if I did the math correctly, you did it every month. Because every time you fight, you go to the next pay per view. So, like, you had 12 matches for every sort of year. That doesn't really make sense. I mean, if you want to complete my career, if you want to complete career, you have 15 years of doing that, and have it be long. Don't have it be short. But, that's just me. Um, so have matches for every single week but don't have it for every single week. Just have it for every week. And have some weeks you're not on the card because of other things. Um, okay, number 9, have custom chants, Titantrons, music, and logo for your characters. So just have custom stuff for the my career characters. Number 9 is have these goals as sub goals or main goals. So I'm going to go through these and I'm going to give you any description. Beat Undertaker at WrestleMania. Win a championship on a pay-per-view. Have a 5-star pay-per-view match. Injure 5 superstars in your entire career. So that's tied in with the first thing, which was being able to injure people. Have 10 feuds in your career. Get 3 or more stars on at least 3 matches with your rival. Win at least 3 championships off different rivals. Main event every pay per view for 1 whole year. That's sort of what kind of goals I would like to see in that, because those would be kind of challenging and also sort of really realistic and all that. And pretty fun to do if you ask me. Number 11 is don't defend your title every week in order to not give it up. So in 2K15, if you got the NXT Championship and you got to move up to I think it was Superstars main event. If you move up, you would have to defend your championship every week, or Vicky or William would have to vacate it. You'll have to vacate it, and yeah, I didn't really like that. So either you have to defend it every week, and then you lose it and all that, and get your rematch and win it back and blah blah blah, or do all of that and just do another match and not defend your championship, and automatically they take it off of you because apparently playing for a whole month they'll have to. If you have one match every month, that technically means that you don't defend your title for 30 days, so you have to vacate it. I don't know. Number 12, actually be able to put people over. This is a weird one. Just put people over. Just do that. Have different popularity levels for different people. Just put them over. That's what I want. So you can put over Bo Dallas and have him become WWE World Heavyweight Champion. So like they beat you in NXT, they get just really over. So like you were NXT champion, they beat you for the NXT championship, and then defend it against it. That will put them way over. Then they as they're over and popular, they'll go to all that. They'll go to Raw and SmackDown and get the World Heavyweight, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Gotta say it full name because that's how WWE on it is. You get that championship, and then you get to just wreck them and then take the title back. That's what I want. That's what I want. And number 13, the final one. Have a career as a manager, announcer, and booker. This is a one that I'm pretty sure will never happen, but I'd like to see that. Have a career as a manager, so you manage different people. So yeah, announcer. So like I don't really know. Like pick words you would have to say during matches, and depending on what words you pick, you'll get different ratings for you get a rating or I don't know how that would just pick what word, what phrase you want to say during a match, and then yeah, and then Booker is just pretty much booking matches like in GM mode or Universe mode. So yeah, that's the top 13 things I want in WWE 2K16 My Career. Tell me what you would like to see in 2K16. Um, don't know if you agree with me on these. I'm pretty I'm pretty sure most of these, at least like 50%, will not actually be in the game. But hopefully they'll be in next year's game, or the year after, or the year after, or the year after. Like what we wanted, which was good, good crowds, and we haven't got that in over 15 years. But whatever. So, anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Have a nice day.